All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to go towards a different approach that we have, a presentation that we would like to call upon the Additional Director General of Kerala Police. Please put your hands together for Manoj Abraham, the IPS.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. I know it's late in the day, but I'll go at 5G speed. I'll keep my time. 15 minutes, I'll finish it off. And you're going from the positive. You've heard many positive things since morning. So I'll be going to some negatives because law enforcement is negative. I'll start with a question which law enforcement officers generally ask. Is there perfect cyber security? Is there foolproof cyber security? Very important for all of us, very important for the private sector, public sector. And this is one question that has intrigued police officers around the world. There's one question that was answered by the former FBI director who says there's two kinds of companies in the world, those that have been hacked, those that are going to be hacked or have already been hacked, nobody knows about it. That's the situation. There is no perfect cyber security. And for law enforcement officers like me, this is one very important question. The cyber world has opened up new avenues. This is a famous statement by the Lazarus Group, which is an infamous group working supposedly from South Korea, which says, who needs a gun when you have a keyboard? And we have seen examples of this. I don't want to go into details of that, where you have used the internet, you have used the computer, the keyboard only to cause explosions, to cause Florida water supply attack. That's basically to contaminate the water supply. Of course, it was attempted, did not come through, but explosions have happened through just an internet connection with a terrorist sitting in some part of the globe, using the CCTV cameras, getting into steel factories, into oil pipelines. Explosions have happened. So that's the problem that we are facing in the present times. And this, of course, I'll just quickly go through. We all know about the latest technology that is coming in, AI, ML. We are talking about government using it. The criminals are also using it big way. The AI and the machine learning has come as a big boon to the criminals to do a lot of things, to further their ends also. But you have quantum computing where you can break all those encryptions that were so difficult to break till recently. You have 5G, the speed is increasing, IoT attacks, malware, you all know about it. That's why I don't go over. One important thing that I just want to point to you is basically there's a feeling that in the government also, that's only the big companies, it's Aadhaar or something that will be hacked. But the figures around the world says that 43% of the industry or business, it's the small companies that are being hit. The panchayat offices, the small hospitals, we see numerous such things happening. That's why the cyber security emphasis has to be for everybody. Cyber security is not something for the big companies, for the big projects. Everybody, cyber security is so very important. And the government also has to realize. But when we put up a website for a school or for an industry or for small things, we never care about cyber security. Security comes last. So that attitude has to change with these figures. Another very important thing in the government, private sector has taken over a lot of things in this regard. 93% of all the breaches, it's the man in the middle, the person who has given way. It's not the system, it's not the firewall, it's not the technical systems that are available, it's the person who has given way. Social engineering attack, whatever it is, it's a person. So everybody working in the government, the industry also, everybody needs to be cyber aware. He has to be a cyber wall itself, the human wall as we call it. That's very important. That's another figure that we really need to care about, which I want to highlight also. So what is simply happening, we all know about it, the digital crimes are increasing, the complexity of the crimes are increasing. It's not the earlier rookie that is actually hacking into our systems or causing problems. We have nation states, the best in the industry, the best of the people who are sitting and being a part of the cyber army who are hacking into our systems. So it's not the rookie that is there. And one great problem for the law enforcement is we generally work within jurisdictions. The legal system works within jurisdictions, but what we face with the cyber realm is basically a world without borders, where you don't know where somebody is operating from and where the attack is coming from, which has changed the whole paradigm of how basic policing is. Because we work in jurisdictions, this has changed the world into a playfield, which makes the job all the more difficult for the police officers. So security basically has become a very complex job. That's what I am coming to. It's not the earlier easy work for the police officer where you train somebody and then you, for the rest of your career, you are trained in that. Digital security has changed everything. And that's why we in Kerala, we understanding these challenges of cybersecurity, we actually came in with a very unique concept called 𝕍𝖎, which is a public-private participation initiative. Now you need to understand that the police department is a confidential department. We work in silos. Generally, we don't try to bring in private sector or private people into the system. That was the basic standard. But we understood that this is not possible with all those challenges that I listed in the prior slides, that this will not happen. And so partnerships are very crucial when we are looking at digital security, when we are looking at investigation of a digital crime, of digital security itself. Partnership was very crucial. And that's why we came in with a public-private participation model called the 𝕍𝖎. Now, the 𝕍𝖎 is basically a online, offline office which functions in Kerala, now of course at 3 places. And one of the major things in this regard is actually physically located also in all the IT parks in Kerala. It's not located in the police headquarters just like generally police institutions are. We actually went and put it in the IT parks in Kerala, in Trivandrum, Kochi and Calicut, where they actually interact on a day-to-day basis with the IT industry. That's where the industry is, so most of our strength is there. And that's one reason why we have kept it there. It's basically a partnership initiative of all the stakeholders in cybersecurity. That's the difference. Basically, we have all the, this is just a show chart of what it is. Basically, we are connected to everybody in the government, whoever is dealing international, national, dealing with cybersecurity. Our strength is basically with the members of the public. We have a huge strength, around 5,000 strength of volunteers from around the globe, the best in the IT industry, the ethical hackers, the IT professionals, the students that are there. Students are one of the major chunks of our volunteer strength. The academia, we are actually connected to a lot of universities. Most of the universities in Kerala where they are teaching BTech or MTech, where they do projects for us free of cost. We are connected to all the banks, most of the banks, the financial institutions that are functioning in the state, the e-commerce sites, etc., etc. A lot of NGOs, I'll come to that, why we do that, and all the things. And so it's basically a collection of all the stakeholders who work on a day-to-day basis for preventing cybercrimes. That's the important part. Basically, we try to be because we know generally, as I told you, mentioned earlier, police is basically, in the traditional way, it's for detection. But in the cyber world, we actually concentrate on prevention. So that's what we do. These are basically just partnerships that we have, 80 top companies, 12 institutions, 32 NGOs. I'll come to that. The individual associations is where it's important. We have 3,500 trained, selected volunteers working with us around the globe on a 24/7 basis. That is on a need-to-need basis, technocrat subject. We have 600 odd students also. Students are very important. These are the bright minds that are there. I want to hack into a system. I got a, say, Apple iPhone tomorrow. I am not able to break the lock. I have people who can break it. So that kind of volunteers you have. We have 1250 mobile technicians are the people who repair mobile phones. They're very sophisticated, not available throughout the country, but we have put them into a group and they work with us on a 24/7 basis. So these are the major divisions. I'll quickly go through that. What we do, just to make you understand, we do a lot of things, but the major things we do, WAPT analysis for private companies, government sector free of cost. We have startups and companies that are working with us. We do the WAPT analysis for government websites, portals, the Kerala Treasury, etc., etc. And if there is any vulnerability in between, we keep informing them so that they can plug it off. We have a dark web lab. A dark web, you must all be knowing, it's one of the internet, the underworld of all the crimes that are happening in the world. A lot of things are happening. A lot of banned goods are being sold, malware is being sold, and a lot of crimes happening. So we have a specialized lab in association with a lot of companies, private sector working there, where we look at a lot of things. Social media intervention, of course, all of you people know. Kerala Police is the #1 page in Facebook around the globe. We are the #1 police page. We are a very inclusive page. We have a drone forensic lab where we work with a lot of startups in building technology for drones, for public sector, how it can be used for disaster management, for basic policing, for traffic management, etc., where we build customized drones also in this regard. This is one of the shots of our drone forensic lab, where these people are private individuals, startups, etc., who work with us. We design a lot of drones also. One of the major things that we do with international agencies also is protecting children online. This is one thing that Kerala Police has been doing for many years. This is one thing that many of the states ignore. This is one crime that is not seen in the general eyes of the public because it's hidden. A lot of encryptions go into that. The pedophiles who utilize it use a lot of encryptions, and it's in the dark web. Not many know of it. So if you don't know about it, you don't really go behind that. But we understood when we go into the dark web, there are a lot of things happening in the dark web, because behind a video, behind a picture, there is a child involved. And this is happening to a great scale. For the past 5-6 years, we have been working on this with a cell that functions in CyberDome with a lot of international connections. We are connected to agencies like ICMEC, NICMEC, a lot of NGOs that are working in this regard, and we do a lot of work identifying this thing, because identification of child sexual exploitative material on the net itself is a very, very technical job, very difficult things, because the people who are using it use all kinds of encryptions. It's very difficult to detect something on this in this regard. So we do a lot of work with a lot of collaboration with students, Interpol, government LEAs, a lot of private agencies, ICMEC, NICMEC, as I mentioned. And over the last 2 years, we have actually detected, I think internationally itself recognized, we have detected around 1,348 cases of online pornography, which is dissemination of child sexual exploitation material, arrested 742 pedophiles in the past 2 years. We also conduct a major conference called Cocoon. The Kerala Police has been one agency which has been conducting. This has been our strength also, where we bring all, it's not a policing conference, it's a conference of cyber security enthusiasts, all the stakeholders. I don't know how many of you must have attended, heard about it. It's a major conference of 2,000, all stakeholders coming together and working with us, which gives us the strength also, because that is where everything comes up, and we discuss about the latest threats and solutions also that happens in the digital world. Another thing that we do, we know banks are, of course, where all the money is. That's why most of the crimes happen in the financial realm. That's why we, way back in the year 2014, we actually included with the RBI, we got all the banks together. The 1930 that you see now, where you report something to 1930 that some scam has happened, and they immediately block all those accounts. We started way back in 2013 with all these banks on a WhatsApp platform, on an internet platform, and we started blocking it. That's how we relegated it to RBI. And now it has come as 1930. We saved a lot of money. It was called the Stop Digital Banking Fraud Division, which did a lot of work in this regard. We also developed the Kerala Police Integrated Police App. In the morning, we were hearing about a lot of police apps. Everybody has a lot of apps for different purposes. We were one of the most inclusive states which had a lot of apps. We started off way back in 2008, 2009. And we integrated that. We have the POL app now, which is an integrated bunch of all the police services that we have, around 100 odd services. You want to connect to Kerala Police, you want to get any certificate, you can go to police app and do it. That's a POL app. And what we do, building our human firewall. I told you about the problem of man-in-the-middle attack. What we do is building the human firewall. That's very important. That's very important for the industry, for the public sector also. We need to build our human firewall, which is failing through each time. So we train a lot of people in the Kerala government, the IT sector, the IT wings of all the departments. We regularly train them on various aspects. We train the citizens also on various aspects of cybersecurity. We train the private sector also. The private sector in Kerala, all those companies, we call them the latest threats that are coming up. We train them on that regard, and the students also. So this is one of the major things that we do. 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖙𝖆𝖑 is a program that we do in schools for teachers, parents, so that kids don't fall prey to all that. We actually do it in association with the e-safety commissioner in Australia. That's another tie-up. They give us all the material, and they even come and train these people. So this is done offline. This is a major program that we run in Kerala. That's one of the websites that's being inaugurated. We work with a lot of industries. I told you a lot of projects with a lot of universities because a lot of research is required. The new things that are coming up, the new malwares or ransomware that are coming up, the police forces can't work with the latest research in this regard because what you are doing now is redundant after 6 months. So you require a lot of research, new solutions coming up to tackle the new threats that are coming up. So we work with the universities, with the colleges. We have MOUs with them. We make the students do a lot of projects which we want. And this arrangement has been going very successfully under 𝕋𝖎𝖎. We work with the Kerala film industry also on preventing piracy. That was another major problem. We have actually worked with the Kerala film industry and brought it down to very minimal levels now. And that's another success project that we have. We actually built in the moment you make the film, you're editing the film, we actually get in and work with them. So this has also helped with the film industry. A lot of traffic problems. We have worked with the best of people, bringing in a lot of traffic innovations, AI in traffic, etc., which we are implementing now in the state also, which has done a lot of good in the digital realm. Cybersecurity training, I told you about cybersecurity training. What we do, some questions may come up. What do we give our volunteers? Now, this volunteer is our strength. The volunteers that work around the globe. We don't give anything. It's basically ID card that we give to work with us. It's basically they're working with the state. So we just give them an ID. We give them a rank also, like commander, deputy commander, joint commander, etc. So just with the rank and a few medals of so few things in between, we just give to encourage them. We call the honorable CM and just grant them a medal if they do some good work. And that's how we go on. We are ISO 27000 certified company. We have got a lot of awards, and that's it. So it's basically an initiative where we bring the public and private together. And this actually works. And we have seen it in Kerala in the past 8 to 10 years. This has actually helped in reducing cybercrime, preventing cybercrime, and detecting cybercrime to a great extent. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sir Manoj. It's truly great to hear about all the cyber work that you've been working right behind. But from our side, we do have a small memento we would like to present to you. We would like to call upon Vikas Avasthi, the Director, Government and PSU Business Checkpoint, to please come forward. So we have a little memento from our side for you. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Manoj Ibrahim, IPS, Additional Director General of Kerala Police.